What's up, guys? NJ here, bringing you everything strategic. Today, let's give you a short, concise version of this big update coming so you can think strategic. Two big main things when this does come out. Before a server starts, you have two different type of things, new things that you'll have: equipment and tactical items. Equipment are permanent base upgrades. Tactical items are temporary upgrades for your operation zone to give you a boost for your fleets. We're going to look at the details of each one. First the items, then the equipment. Little short thing on the items: they launch from your base, takes time to get there, might cost some action points, might have a limited number of them. Maybe it'll be unlimited with cooldowns or a slow regeneration. Don't know, has to be revealed yet. And then for the equipment, it's going to be one for each district. I believe you'll be limited to one per district. I could be wrong, but they said up to 3 pieces of equipment, and they did mention each one or one of them will be placed in one of these districts. You might have to build them. You might not have to build them. But let's look at the details they revealed for the items, and then we'll look at the equipment, which are permanent base upgrades. So first off, we have an item that will reduce the action point costs in that operation zone. And most likely you can do a chain operation zone for all of these items and the bonus will apply. So that's going to be super nice if you're running many fleets. Seeing the enemy's fleet comps, that's going to be super beneficial to know tactically who you need to avoid, who you need to attack, who you need to gang up on, etc. Making fleets look like privateers. If you're into the whole trying to be sneaky, this might be a thing for you. Just make sure there's other privateers around. I mean, I will say this, earlier in the game, there are privateer fleets in usually enemy hives, and maybe you'll surprise one of them by them attacking you, and you got a full-fledged fleet instead of like a 70 CP fleet or something. Warp zones for teammates. This will be super nice. All your teammates can warp to where one of your operation zones are, as long as you got a fleet there. It's similar to the org ops that can do a warp-like thing for the whole team as well. Temporary fog of war field, or a stealth field as I would like to call it, where you are invisible and your allies in it are invisible to the enemy's eyes. I hope this isn't overpowered. I hope this isn't a case where you throw it in the enemy hive, you're in the enemy hive, and you and your teammates cannot be seen whatsoever, whether they're stationary or whether they're moving. And I hope not when you're attacking too, because that'd just be bogus. But anyways, pretty neat feature. Hope it's not overpowered, but pretty cool. Expanding your operation zones, going to be very good utility for that, especially if you're on the offense or on the defense in an area where your base is not at, whether it's defending a friendly organization or maybe your own organization's hive, but you're not in the hive. Think it'll be useful. Broadcasting messages and map, that's just gonna be fun. Fireworks, come on, man. I think people are gonna troll at this, but we'll find out. You do you. Reinforcing fleets with aircraft, that's fancy. That is super fancy if you ask me. Probably not going to be overpowered because you're probably going to be limited to maybe like 5 to 10 aircraft you can send. But that it might be a nice boost to really help give a person the edge. And you probably aren't going to get that bonus from when they're in a carrier too. Still nice. Sending prevabs to others, that'll be nice for a little extra support. I'm guessing it'll still cost UE coins for someone to use it, but nevertheless, nice feature. Bonus resource packs, probably going to be good early game to request them from cities, or using mining UAVs to collect resources from an operation zone. It sounds like there's a one-time gig. You send them, once when they return to base, it's done, but bonus resources that are probably very useful early game. Let's move on to the equipment now. There are equipment that will give you bonuses to particular blueprints of a company, and it reduces not only the resource costs, but also faster build times. So that's nice. You'll have to pick which company you want, or maybe it's just the equipment that gives that bonus. Also for base, faster base expansion and cheaper base building. This will also be limited, and it'll be based on the district. Again, remember, you can do up to 3 equipment pieces, but we have yet to see how that will work. Additional build queue slot for an equipment. That's a good quality of life upgrade if you ask me. Faster battlecruiser build times. That's going to be a nice end game style if you play with a lot of battlecruisers, or if you're a whale and that's all you run. Additional cruiser shipyard. Very nice if you ask me. If you run mixed fleets or heavy on the cruisers for building, really to help refresh your fleets, rebuild them quickly. Having various outposts, maybe fast building outposts or a strong outpost, which I don't think that's super viable, but we'll see. We'll see. Or a outpost with a large operation area. A lot of different options you have here. Are you a fan of asteroid and being in asteroid fields in the clouds? Well, guess what? This is probably for you an equipment piece that gives you bonus passive resources when you're in the clouds and bonus resource exchange rate. And another thing, you can boost your base defenses. Maybe select one that gives you an air defense fleet, your air defense fleet to attack multiple fleets. Make them hurt, make them hurt. Or even the one I have in yellow, which you boost your base defense and all your guarding fleets get the aggressive loss strat. And I believe it's all the guarding fleets. And if you don't know what that does, all the large guns that focus on large ships will focus on a single large ship. So most likely a battle cruiser or a carrier, unless it's not in the targeting priority like the let's see here, the cellular defender. Well, it does hit battle cruisers, but if there are no battle cruisers, it'll only hit cruisers. But anyways, very nice to make the enemy hurt. The middle one, I would say you use that for farming when pirates are attacking your base for fast hit point recovery. Base strategic strike, two uses for it. Farming your aircraft for experience and maybe EXP chips. Second use for obviously defense and probably using junky corvettes to hold up an enemy fleet so they're stationary, which is one less fleet that can do flanking or at least one less fleet that you have to deal with, and you can maybe take out the other fleets with your allies. Bonus operation zones, that's going to be super nice having additional operation zones if you take that, or having a larger storage for your action points, super nice. Having factions build your ships, I'm curious on how that exactly will work, but I'd take it that's like having an additional shipyard essentially. And finally, an EXP chip generator. It's probably going to be prime for free to play players and very important for teams that are thinking they're going to be in an early war, because you don't have time to farm pirates when you're in a war. Well, a lot of things to think about, a lot of things to think strategically. Until then, peace.